Hello YouTube, one more time. On today's video, we're gonna look at this ball body slash CPU or TCM of Infinity, which is a Nissan unit, basically. If you guys see right here, I have the original box. Let me see, I think it's somewhere. I bought it original right here, right over here. Nissan 31705x122B. Bow body assembler. Okay, let's go to the important part of this bow body slash TCM. The reason why we replaced this unit is because one of these guys actually had a failure, and this is a common failure, I believe, among this type of ECUs or bow bodies. So what happened is, this is, I believe, the input speed sensor, and this is the output. And what happens is that the resistance internally is smaller than what's supposed to be on the output speed sensor. As you can see, this is slightly taller, this is slightly shorter, and it measures the rotation of the input shaft and the output shaft as the shifting progresses. So that calculates the ratio and the gear position and the speed internally of the transmission and the road speed. However, this is not 100% the only thing that the vehicle relies on to provide information to the cluster. There's a lot involved, into it. There's the wheel speed sensors from the ABS that will provide that information. But for the computer itself, it relies on these two sensors to see the rotation of those two elements, the input and the output. Anyways, so I took it all apart already because I don't like to make super long videos, but so this is basically how it sits on the assembly, like so. And here's another cover that actually goes on top of it, like so. And then there is another set of solenoids, well, 3 over here, and then there is 6 on this side. I lay them out on this order. They have different part numbers on top, and then they have different values on resistance. So they do the same type of work, allowing the flow of fluid to go through, and that's what they do. But so they're controlled by the CPU that we saw over here. This guy right here, this is the CPU, and everything is communicating to the outside world through this set of wires. And it's a CAN control unit. So there is 10 wires on this connector, and this is in charge of transmitting information in and out to the TCM. And this right here is the range position sensor, parking neutral switch, or however you guys know it. Parking, reverse, neutral, drive, and that's it. The manual shifting, it's allowed by this guy in conjunction with the shifter lever. That's the one that actually provides the information and commands the shifting from inside to the computer. Anyways, and there is a temperature sensor, a fluid temperature sensor right here. So this guy sits over here in the assembly, and then it moves manually components right here, which is a valve, mechanical valve. So I want to stress out this. You gotta make sure that when you slide it all together and you are working on this thing and putting it back, it's important to know the position of how this thing goes. It goes like this, and then right here there is the mechanical portion that actually moves these things in and out, okay, like so. So when you pull the leveler, this thing comes out, in different positions, and so that's what determines the position of the valves. I'm not a transmission guy, I just know the principles of it, and that's that. So again, like I said, these guys are not replaceable. It has to be replaced all in one piece. and it comes with a connector. And when you buy it, they recommend you to buy 6 quarts. I actually measured the oil, and I ended up pulling out 8 quarts because I measured it on a container, and then after that, I put it in a measuring bottle that it's got a measurement level. So when it fills up, it's about 5 quarts. So I emptied it out. Then I emptied the whole remaining, and it was about 8 quarts. Then there is a method that you need to use to recheck the temperature, with the scanner, with the temperature about 45 Celsius, I believe. You recheck the level from the bottom, because this unit doesn't have a dipstick. The transmission that this is fitted on doesn't have a dipstick, so you gotta measure it with a scan tool, and then manually you gotta remove a level check plug from the bottom of the train, and then you gotta make sure it's at the surface level. Anyways, another thing I wanted to point out, the fluid that was used for this type of transmission is a Matic S. They like I said, they recommend you to replace the gasket. It's a metal gasket. It's up to you if you want to replace it or not. We did replace it. I do not know the cost nor the part number because it was provided to me, so I just installed it, and it was a successful repair, by the way. It had codes regarding the speed sensors, and so these are the two guys that, speed sensor actually had only, I believe, for the output speed sensor, and so that's why we replaced it. But I wanted to share with you guys what's inside this 700 plus dollars. I think it's like about $700, $800. I don't know. So thanks for watching. Until next time.